I live! Oh my god. Okay. Let's go turn off our Pokemon Battle Revolution music, because we're gonna go and transition right into... Hopefully this is working. Please work. Oh, this is not working. Wow, that's awkward. Hold on, let me see why this isn't working. Let me check. Deactivate, activate. There we go. Oh, thank God. Yes, the little character we have here. Is the audio good for everybody? Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you are ready for the Great Ace Attorney. I've actually played, or no, I've seen a bit of this game, but it was all in Japanese, so that was a long time ago. Ooh, audio's good? Oh, thank you. It's been a long time since I've seen this game, like, fully. It's kind of crazy. So, very excited to play The Greatest Attorney today. I was really in the mood for it, too. So, hopefully this will go well. New game. I know. I'm trying to speak a little quieter. I knew I should have put the threshold like even higher, but it didn't let me. This is whack. So I put it in Japanese because currently... Oh, Jesus. Oh, no! Oh, my God! Bruh! Oh, my God. Dead? Is he dead? Yeah, I'm going with Japanese dub because we're currently in Japan. Ryuunosuke! Hello! Oh my God! Hello! The Great Departure. Oh, cool. Oh, he dead for real. He dead for real. November 22nd, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court. Judiciary. Defendants Antechamber 5. If you're wondering, usually how I do video games of any kind, I usually have Japanese dub on if you're in Japan and English dub on if you're in a different country. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why. Did it just disconnect on me? Well, that's just rude. Well, that's just mean. Hold on. I think it actually just disconnected on me. Again. God damn it. Hold on. There we go. It just decided to disconnect. That was weird. Okay. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How could it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Ryuunosuke killed my Switch. Dead. Oh no. He murdered my Switch! Hello. Oh, it's a bailiff. What? Oh, no, nothing. Saber Blair's murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryuunosuke. Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes. And until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So, you will hold your tongue. That's nice. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. Hi. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the stream. And yet, I still seem to know better than how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryuunosuke? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though, I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Why is his band, kind of flowing in the wind like that? Is there wind? Who opened a window? Maybe that... Well, no, the window in the back is the window in the back is kind of open, but not fully open. I don't know why I'm taking too much time on this. It's weird. Oh god. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me, I didn't do it. Why isn't your headband constantly flowing in the wind? I don't wear headbands. Sentient strings! I could never murder someone! Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryuunosuke. Oh god. Kazuma Asagi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. See, that's what I was thinking. There's a window open. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started. Why am I on a... Are we on a date? Oh. Are we on a date? Maybe not. Hold on. Let me just change some settings real quick. Advance. Okay. That should be better. Tonios? We're not at Tonios. We're on a date, don't you know? We're on a date. A very, very good date. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the universe who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean, to see the real thing with my own eyes. the heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. Are we eloping? Are we eloping? Excuse me? Oh my god. We're eloping. Let's get it. Oh my god, that's so cute. I'm on my date. I'm on a date with him, and we're going to cross the ocean and get married in the other side of the ocean. So cute. I know we're... Look. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. Her Majesty's fucking dead, so I don't know what we could tear up, to be honest. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. That is... excuse me? Excuse me? Bruh. Different Her Majesty? Oh, I think it's Queen Elizabeth II, because the current, or the previous queen was Queen Elizabeth III. Is that right? Bye, Kazuma. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Oh, hello. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seemed there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryuunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. For the fruits on the British streets. The British are seeing the fruits on the streets. There's fruits. Oh, this is awkward. If I may? Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Ryuunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right! My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah! Professor Mikotoba! I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends. I understand. I don't think you understand what that means, chat. We're not talking about those kinds of fruits. We're talking about men. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Oh shit! We can't elope! Fuck! Fuck! What? What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand! Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. God, this really hits a little home for me, like the idea of like studying abroad and like learning different practices. Very, very hits home for me. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. And my family was very, like, scared of me studying abroad in the Philippines for a while. And then they kind of warmed up to it, and they realized that I could, you know, kind of survive there. So, that's just kind of how I was. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. What? Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What? What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Why did I just go into like a GTA death scene? Like, it's like the game over. It even has the same sound effect. That was weird. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. I like that he just put Asugi first in his priority. He's more worried about his best friend not going to study abroad than he is about being guilty. I mean, he cares both the same, but you know what I mean. He put one first before the other. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on the unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. "9 a.m. Here we go." God! Oh, Ryuunosuke! Oh no! Oh my god. So, this is a courtroom. He's so fucking nervous. I feel bad. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Powers that have been demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It will become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryuunosuke. It's about to begin. God, these 3D models are wild. Oh my god! It's Mr. Pain! Or like, somebody from the Pain family. The court will now hear the trial of Ryuunosuke Naruhodo. Ouch! Oh, because pain. Ouch. I like that. It's cute. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? I do? Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here... I'm sorry. Wait, is this correct? Oh shit. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryuunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself! You'll be... what? What are you playing at, Ryuunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means that you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No! It's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... You know, what the crazy part about me being perfectly in character as Ryuunosuke is that I'm just playing myself. Like, I'm actually kind of nervous. Like, I'm nervous about, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm literally just playing it by ear. Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate. Love the animations. It's so good. Is that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh! Yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking! I'm not confident at all! In fact, my mind's completely blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency! It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do your job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am! So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more than I'd care to remember. But wait. I'm so nervous. I can't remember that. What was it again? Ryuunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of R. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press R for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. This is a list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with R. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. Okay, so we have Kazuma Asogi. Oh, we're the same age. 23. A second year here at Imperial Yume University. He's your best friend. Qualified defense lawyer. This is Yujin Mikotoba. Forensic medicine, Kazuma's mentor. He's a professor. Taketsuchi Aochi, the lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes of cultural reformation is brought upon. John H. Wilson, Mr. Wilson. The victim of this case, he was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Okay, so we've learned who is it. John H. Wilson. Now you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press X to present. Try it now. Hi! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. Wilson was originally Watson? Oh shit. Oh shit. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, you have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court, therefore, wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. Okay, so for people who have never played The Great Ace Attorney or don't know these localization names that MGM is Mario G-Man is talking about, he's talking about how in the Japanese version, the reason why it took a very long time for this game to get localized was literally because of all of the copyright, like, book characters they used for this. It was wild. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So, I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, defendant Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency! How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Ryuunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Post-mortem report. Let me read this real quick. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Hi! Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to a gunshot trauma. Oh, I like how he has to, like... Because he needed to piece it all together. Hemorrhagic. I like that. That's cute. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. Oh, it's an autopsy report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. A photographic print of the victim has been entered in the court. Wait, if he was shot close by... Why don't we see the bullet on the other side? I wonder. Or the blood go through. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. I really... the animations for this are top tier. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it, then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course! When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. I'm very intimidated by him too. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Hosonaga. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. I actually needed a cough. I'm sorry. I need water. We're getting too in character with this. We need water. Water break. Okay. I just have to put that down. COVID joke? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my guy's got tuberculosis. Why he here? Man's like bleeding from, like, man's coughing up blood. Get this man out of here. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really, really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. at once, sir. And no petty interjections for the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Shiwagi waiter. Oh my god. I mean, I think in Yakuza 8, he kind of looks like that. I think he's like just called the bartender though, or some shit. Maybe he lost his memory or some shit, something like that. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hi! Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found flying on the floor, besides the professor, I didn't shoot him. Igiari! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt in an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryuunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. That doesn't sound right. If there are 3 tables occupied, there must be another bastard, bastard sitting around there. I know this sounds a little like I'm going ahead of the game, but like, I think the third person that is in that third table might be our killer. There's nobody else. Who fucking else would it be? This man needs medical attention. He has tuberculosis. Get him some help. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryuunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there's another person. Oh, it's a woman. There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? We need to defend ourselves, right? Hi! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Sunaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. Well, no. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. If he said that 3 tables were occupied that day, that means that maybe the third person might have moved to Dr. Wilson's table. That's a possibility. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Is that a shogi piece? No, it's a business card, he says. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something doesn't seem right. Why would he deny? Why would he be so nervous about giving a card? Oh! The identity of somebody might be there. I believe the identity of somebody might be written on the back. Ending of second trial of AA1. Not off the top of my head. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. So, the court has now heard a precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we were looking at a black and white case here. I don't think so. Defendant Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the corporal is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of this case to the court. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has this judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryuunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witness. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Ooh. Indeed. Prosecutor Auchi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. I can be your angel or your devil. I don't know why it's really funny. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Everything about this doesn't make sense. If 3 tables were occupied, and we know that, and Ryuunosuke saw a third person, person aside from the waiter, I think either that woman is the killer or something else. And if it was a close range shot, why did the bullet not go through? A very powerful pistol shot can basically go through, like, if you're just at close range, like maybe just like a few feet or something, it's supposed to go through. That doesn't make sense to me. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Something doesn't seem right about this. There are a lot of peculiarities of this. Oh! These guys, I assume, are the people who were sitting in the table before. And sitting with... okay. These guys must be the people who are sitting in the third table. Not very powerful. That is true. But Still, though. Why was Wilson... Why was, Professor Wilson facing forward? Hold on. And let me look at this. You do, yeah, but, something doesn't seem right. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Aisa Nosa. Reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Curio, Korekuta. Oh, curio, like curios and like antiques and things. That's cute. Yes, sir, no, sir? Yeah, that's very, yeah. Every name is a pun, so. Korekuta. Oh, curator. I get it. At your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table. I also think that the lady that might be there, I wonder. Dad joked the game, very much so. It's basically dad joked the game. I'm thinking that, the woman, who could possibly be that woman? It has to be. I believe that woman exists, but we don't have evidence of how she exists. Like, if even the court doesn't know that she existed and the waiter did not see her, how are we going to prove that? Damn, I love these animations. They are stunning. Myself, I habitually take tea with the most exquisite aroma. At the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is decisive evidence as the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes! Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw, at the precise moment that incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Oh, we finally get to do something. Yes! what the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black-uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little vessel. Or weasel, sorry. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded precious curio. Oh, so you see, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Wait, something's not right there. Fired at the back? I thought it was at the front. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryuunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Whoa. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryuunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room in doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore... Hi! Hi, I'm raising my hand. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense, the its right to a cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? You know. The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination? I can! The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. But I do know there's a problem. There is a problem. I feel it in my gut. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryuunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? I just feel it, you know. I just know that it's wrong. I just feel there's something wrong. It's not really in my bones. I have like this quivering in my heart. You're really feeling it. I'm really feeling it. You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right. He was shot... He said that he was shot in the back, but it says in the post-mortem report he was shot in the front. So, or in the picture. I think it said in like the picture. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryuunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Oh. He's doing his best, guys. He can't slam the desk very hard. All right, then. It's all or nothing. Let's do this. With no witnesses saw. So I can press or I can present. These actions with my own eyes. The black uniform, and from the back. Hi! Come on, Ryuunosuke, you gotta tell everybody. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. He was shot from the front! He was shot from the front! He be shot from the front! Come on, Ryuunosuke, you can do it! He was shot from the front! But there's no place for an amateur student here in the grand courtroom. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at this photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Ryuunosuke. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back. The cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military grade eyes, sir. Hi! But no! That just can't be! And why not, cadet? Because he was shot from the front. He was shot from the front. Get that Glock and he was shot in the front. Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, is that a baby? Hello, little guy. Little baby. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly. There's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes. That's what that noise was? Yeah, the gunshot to the front is the noise. Oh, the other noise. Oh, that's what you meant. Yes, at the juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge. Oh, little baby! Little guy. I heard the firearm discharge. My eyes were. Yeah, I realize it's the baby noises. Firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. The witness, Sergeant Ryuunosuke, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. Ugh, that's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh, bitch! Ooh, get wrecked. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Roll the credits! Roll the credits! Roll the credits. Roll the credits. Fuck. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Hi! But I never fired the gun! All I did was pick it up from the floor! And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshots interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, but what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed! The Hoi Era Koban! My prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is in my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket, a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Ratsute. In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you, huh? Oh, the day under scrutiny. It was the military man that I preferred my Hoi treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not. But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest moments, was there no more? It simply vanished. So where is this coin? The Koban vanished? Hunting, oh my god. Hunting around the table, I was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed, I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding an absconded Hoi treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. Oh no! I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoi Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Oh damn. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph by this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels, it must be the British. Baby thief? Maybe. Maybe the kid took it. Yeah, I could agree with that. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. Very true. This restaurant could be on fire. Literally anything could happen. A whole disaster could happen. Meh, it's okay. Gotta go hunt for treasure. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimonies to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryuunosuke I. Naruhodo. What?! He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegations. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think? Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks. Sir, named Idol. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Idol. Tinshun. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. It's very cute.
Little baby. Little guy.
The true culprit. Even if what I saw was in the precise moment the firearm was charged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing this gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman. dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. But if Ryuunosuke said what he said is true, I believe there might be somebody. Wait! That's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all! Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman! There was a young woman at his table! You must have seen her! Everyone there must have seen her! Ooh. You're not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As you can plainly see, there's only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will now add this new photographic evidence to the record. Something doesn't rub me the right way. Let me see this. Something doesn't rub me the right way, and I don't know what it is. I mean, you could make the argument, like, why are there two chairs? But, like, most restaurants, usually when you have a single-seater, they usually already have two chairs. Water, the flowers. Oh, there's a magnifying glass. Let me see. There are 2 bites. The knife has been used. The fork's been used. Nothing that I can see at the moment, so we'll have to keep looking. What's going on here? It's just not that possible. It's just not possible that nobody saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. Dad, that is a waste of space. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain one time at all. The witness testimonies we just heard leave no further room for doubt. R.I.P. R.I.P. the steak, yeah. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Aochi, will be contributed to the amity of these 2 great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? I know. How can we prove there was another woman there? How are we gonna prove there's another woman there? What is the proof there was another woman? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryuunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth. In your cross... I'm thinking it's the card. I think that the business card might be a clue on who is the other person. This mysterious other person we have yet to find. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness. But make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Even if what I saw... Let's see how we're gonna figure this out. Let me press for a little bit. Yes, it might be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time, but I've told you already that's only because I picked it up from the floor. Obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way we could explain it anyway. I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when... I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Winston's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly the moment... Oh. A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our controlled life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. I need to press this a bit. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel like I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there had been more people dining at the time, that someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course, the place was almost empty, if that's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone. Women are invisible? I don't think it's the woman was... It would be pretty funny if the woman was invisible. But I like to think that she might have escaped at the time. There was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hota Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. The victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on this case. I wonder... What do you think, Ryuunosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request it for it to be entered in the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. I think we should ask for it to be submitted, because I think it's going to actually give us a time frame. If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? Timing. I believe that there is a the timing in which the medical report and his medical appointment was happening, and the times that he's in the restaurant are very important. The court had already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Whether or not they are concerned is up to us to decide. We have the right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. It's time to defend for gay rights. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. The victim's medical report card. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You could conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Let's look at our court record if we can. Medical report from Hota Clinic that was found in the victim's pocket. So we can't investigate it. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Let's see what other clues we can get. Excellent work, Ryuunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yeah, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got there before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it a little bit more in detail. Not exactly. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use the right up, right left, right down, right stick. Oh, so we could turn it around and do shit with it. Okay. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using the left stick, up, left stick, left stick, down, left stick, right. Ooh. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it more in detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use the right stick and the left stick and A to inspect any areas that may look suspicious. Mr. John Wilson, Health Tech Clinic. Oh, I like this. They're just kind of like, they just pop up in like these 2D images. It says Hota Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life! Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illness like that. Let's keep looking for clues. You don't want to miss anything. Medical report required for every visit. I can't find anything out of place. So this was the big thing. Oh, sorry. Dentist, Hota Clinic, date blank, and record number this. It looks like this medical report was first issued quite some time ago. It probably is a record of a long-term treatment, that's why. The family doctor, I imagine? Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting in one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, or no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Okay, so definitely, it says dentist. Let's open it up. Let's look through every entry. Let's see if we can figure out anything. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean, he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. It's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. But why was there 2 bite marks on that silly little steak? Why would he have eaten the steak if he knew that his doctor's report was saying that? What the fuck? Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report cards information has been updated in the court record. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely! You're the only personnel. So do I just present this? Can I just present that? I think so. I just slowly raise my hand. Well, I think, about what were you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost, I'm the accused. Ryuunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. I love you. I'm sorry. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully to say what you're thinking. All right, and thanks for the advice. All right. Come on, Ryuunosuke. Korekuta-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And? I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on the report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish dribble. But let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But it is, because he's not supposed to eat after his surgery! Remember, Ryuunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. The medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have possibly... Oh. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? The outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hota Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. So, oh my god. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink, other than water for 3 hours, post-procedure, while anesthesia wears off. It's only been 1 hour, so... What? No, that can't... Korekuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot be possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthesia. Meaning the person who bit into the steak has to be the girl that we saw eating the steak. Bruh. We've just proven that there is a possibility, or we've kind of given that idea that this is possible. That there is another person. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Use your head. And that's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have been turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryuunosuke? Yes! Most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? It has to have been the second person. The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it! So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been an as yet unknown third party. We don't know it. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. Yeah! There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on this table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Oh no. Okay, sorry everybody. Sorry everybody, my stuff just kind of like decided, hey, we're just gonna go to sleep. Hold on. Okay, give me a sec. We'll be right back. This steak killed my stream, I know. Oh, we got it. Yeah, I don't know why my Elgato has been doing that a couple times. It's been very strange, so good that we got it. Steak wants revenge. I know. Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issues with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit? In murder? No! The baby also freaking out. That's a little funny. Hold it! No. Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. We found her. Oh. What? What did you just say? Korekuta-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? The baby is complicit of murder. The boss baby. Truly. The boss baby. You were just following orders? Now, hold on that. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What? What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Who is giving them? Is it the waiter who's giving them false evidence? Or giving them, orders, I wonder? Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not! The prosecution knows nothing of it. It's the butler. It's the waiter. It's the waiter. The waiter is the one. It's the waiter. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouths shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tied as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryuunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. Yeah, I don't think he did. Like, he seems like he's having a genuine reaction. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Is it like the waiter did it? Because he was being really suspicious. He didn't want to give the business card. Is the waiter related to... Or like an ancestor of, what's his fucking name? Shella the Killer? Holy shit, wait. I'm thinking. Any ideas of who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Anybody could be a suspect, but I believe that the guy who's on the business card, I believe that we'll find a name on the business card behind the map, on the little map thing that we were given. But still up in the air. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. How? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing! And what does the defense have to say about all this, well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... To manipulate them? Well, he's dead, so no. Why would it be this professor? Because it's obviously not Aosugi. It's obvious. I mean, he has a pretty high in power. He's in a university. Well, obviously no. He's fucking dead, so no. He's just a waiter. I mean, I don't know. Open the evidence? Oh. It doesn't let me open the evidence. It's not letting me open it. Wait. Yeah, I'd like to, but it's not letting me, like, click anything. Like I'm stuck in this. I'm stuck in here. Click carefully. He's the only other person. But why would... But he wasn't there. Necessary influence. Well, we know it's not Outie, the prosecutor. The only other person I can think of who has more power... Go with my gut? This one. I don't know. What do you make of that? I think, counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. That's probably bad. 4 less than lives of a cat. Oh, thank God. Thank God, it's not actually him. You could check the evidence while people talk. Yeah, it's not, like, it didn't let me check evidence as I was, like, looking in that present. It didn't let me. It's you. Oh. Okay. I didn't mean to autoplay everybody. Wait, was I just correct the entire time and I literally just couldn't have the mechanic? That's sad. That's really sad. I have like 2 guts like churning in me and it's making me sweat. This is making me sweat. I need to actually click the name. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Oh, but I already knew. He's a policeman. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's the point of it. Yeah, I almost had it. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Like, I really was thinking, like, oh, huh. It's his job title. His job. Oh, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. He's the Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. He's an inspector. What on earth? I have no idea. Well, let's face it, police have a lot of power and influence if they're wielding it somewhere here. The waiter's business card information has been updated. Okay, so we have it. We have the answer. We're gonna go and shout out the name that we can think of. Because I thought they were gonna give me a chance. I did not realize that. Hi. Hello? Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? What on earth? Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact, even a head waiter could not possibly have the level of influence. I connect the dots. I feel like I connect the dots like in further steps than I do when I start with the steps. It's very strange. Like I already know in the future, but I can't understand what's happening in the present. It's ridiculous. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryuunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about his identity is proven with... Where's the business card? This. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree. It shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's what we're trying. That's where the telling detail is. Flip the card. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of the business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. Why would he manipulate them into not talking about the gentlewoman? Is this to cause a stir? To me, this sounds like the policeman, Hosonaga-san, is trying to cause a mutiny. Is that the correct word? He's trying to cause like a... It's not a coup d'etat. It's like, that's for if it's royalty. He's causing trouble so that Japan and England will fight each other. So there's like a problem. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witness there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... What? Hello, welcome back! Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business cards. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary must be terrible! I was working undercover. Oh. Undercover! Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information. Undercover and underpaid. Oof. That would be classified police information which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses behind you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. So, I'm thinking that we do have this lady. Lady shot this man, but we have to just put all the pieces together of how it led up to that. I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim had sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in this case. But it's not right. Oh. I think this is a political thingy. It's all a coup of some kind. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Ryuunosuke University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman. Oh my god! What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed that woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Ryuunosuke University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Well, we just have to fucking bring her, right? Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that the premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. Yes! 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 That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other influence to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Oh, bruh. Inspector Hosanaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. Hooray! We have found her! We found this hoe! Get her in here. I'm talking a lot, so need water. It is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly, so it won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. You're doing your best, dude. Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Your Excellency! Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. It really does sound like one, huh? I should have gotten my straw. Sorry, everybody. Okay. It's still... I think my Switch just has like a... He's getting a tummy ache right now. I don't know why. I mean, it's a pretty good break from... I mean, it would be a pretty good, like, end off, but would you guys want me to continue? Like, I don't know how long the second part is, I'll be honest with you. I'm just asking chat. That was me testing out the game a while back. Okay, before we continue, do you guys want me to continue the game? Or do you guys want me to stop right here? Is it too much? You guys can, like, you guys can tell me or something. Like, it's okay. I mean, this is a pretty good stopping point on the high key. So I kind of want to stop for now. We've been going on for about like an hour and 50. That's pretty good. Up to me? Okay. I think we've stopped at a pretty good point, honestly, because we have met Giselle Brett. Or at I'm feeling okay. I just maybe it's just kind of a good ending point right now. Matters not to me. So, okay. We'll cut it off here. I think we'll end stream. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm very happy that you guys really enjoyed it. And whoops, I literally like missed a card read. Whoops. It's okay. Yeah, thank you for coming thank you for coming. I'm honestly really happy that we're playing this. I think I'll play this and other games every Sunday. So basically my schedule is just going to be every Saturday it's SplatSat, and then every Sunday it's a random game, or we have to continue a game or something like that. Shouldn't be too bad. There will be other videos being uploaded during the weekday. So don't worry everybody. We're still going to be able to like do stuff. So with that, thanks everybody. Hope you guys had fun today. I'm gonna go in and stream. I need to get like a goodbye card or something. That'd be kind of cool. So yeah, bye everybody. Bye everybody. Bye bye. Bye everybody.